Hey, core reporters, welcome back to my channel. Do you know how yesterday we ran a story about Kail and Chris going at it on social media because Chris yet again decided to chop off a lot of their son Lux's hair. Mind you, Lux is 5 years old and his hair is typically pretty long, past armpit length, what I like to refer to as bra strap length. And so Chris fessed up to it on Instagram on an Instagram live video. You can go ahead and watch that on Teen Mom. I forgot the exact username. I'm so sorry for that. But if you go back to the video that I published yesterday, you will be able to see it as well. So the Instagram page was Teen Mom Fan Page 2023. But if you want the full recap, my thoughts on it and everything like that, definitely go back and watch the video that I posted. But in the video, to summarize it, Chris admits to cutting Lux's hair from mid-back up to shoulder length, and he said that it's because he is sick of the condition that he finds it in. He's claiming that Kail has difficulty maintaining Lux's hair, which I called BS on because, again, he has the exact same texture hair that Kail has. So if Kail can take care of her hair, which she does, she can take care of this child's hair. And not only that, but I have never seen his hair looking anything less than done and just perfectly flowing. You know what I mean? So things seem to have escalated a bit today with Chris on Instagram accusing Kail of pulling Lux out of school so he can go to the salon and get his hair redone again after Chris decided to cut it to shoulder length. When I read this, I was like, okay, I really need to know what these people think about this, what my co-reporters think about this, because I found that to be quite insane. The idea that a 5-year-old would be pulled out of school to get his hair redone. I don't know. Something about it just seems very dramatic. Is this like a rich people thing? Is this a reality star thing? Like, what is it? As of right now, there still is no photo yet of like how Lux's hair looked when he came back to Kail's house. But I assume that it was probably perfectly decent, right? Like where other kids would not say anything about it. They would just remark that it was shorter than before. I would think that this is something that he can get through the school day with, and then after school or maybe on the weekend or something like that, they can go to a salon if need be. To me, it seems a little bit dramatic, if I'm being honest with you. And it kind of begs the question, is this something that Lux wants, or is this something that Kail is insisting on? Because I don't know. I have a hard time with that. But I do have to ask you guys, those of you with little kids around this age, if your kid didn't like their hair as it was, and they just didn't feel, like they wanted to go to school because of it, is this something that you would do? Would you have a quote unquote salon day so that they would be able to get their hair redone so that they feel like more confident going back into school? Or what do you think it is? So this is a photo that I'm just posting up here, again, to show you guys about how the hair has always been long since before he was able to speak. So it really is starting to look like this is just like a thing. This is his brand, so to speak. And I say brand because, again, this is something that Kail likes to talk about, the way that she wants to set her sons up is having brands. You know how they've got their Instagram handles and whatnot. I wonder if this all kind of plays into that at least slightly. So Teen Mom Chatter posted that information on her Instagram page saying, and I quote, "Apparently Lux got a salon day, which is sort of like a snow day pass from school, but for hair." So snow day passes are official, right? Like I remember, and we would have these a lot because I used to go to school like in the country, like talking one road in, one road out. And like the snow would be like hip length or whatever. Like it would be really, really high and really dangerous a lot of times to drive to school on the school bus that way. And the school bus ride is like 40 minutes because we lived in the neighboring town. Like, y'all, I'm a small town girl, okay? I really am. And I forget about it sometimes, but it's true. So like those are official. Like you don't get penalized for missing them no matter how many you get. So it's a salon day thing kind of like that. Is that an official thing? You guys, please let me know in the comments because I have never heard of such a thing, but it's a new day. It's a new era. Perhaps it is. Or should I say it's a new Hera? So continuing along here, did everyone catch #Kail's live where she said she had a date with Lux and they both went and got their hair done? Several people have messaged me about it. I know Lux's hair was freshly braided in the picture that Chris shared, so we couldn't tell, but Kail claims it was uneven and apparently a blunt cut mess. So she unfortunately had to take some more length off of it to fix it. So there you go. I know that we were warned that the hair would be shoulder length, but it's looking that, perhaps it's a bob or maybe it's ear length or something like that. I'm not sure, but it is now reportedly shorter than that. So Chris decided to pop on over there in the comments section to add a little bit more information. And here is what it is that he had to say. At this point, it ain't about the kids. She's doing too much on here and behind the scenes, running to the internet for validation because her fans enable her behavior. You try to call me out publicly and take away time with my kids for me dropping my son off an hour late to school. Well, Chris, why are you dropping your son off an hour late to school? What happened? That would make her want to minimize your time, right? Like, I'm curious, what was going on there? Is it the newborn? Because remember, Chris does have a second son who goes by the name of True, except spelled Trew. I have heard that he has a job these days, but I'm not sure exactly what it is that he does. So maybe something with work. I don't know. But is it something that happens often, or is it a one-time thing? Like, I feel like we kind of need details on that before we're able to judge it, right? Like if he's like a Leah Messer. Remember, Leah Messer from Teen Mom 2 used to send her kids to school late so often that the school issued an official warning to her about like the tardies and stuff like that. So you do wonder if that is the case here or anything like that whenever Chris is responsible for dropping them off to school. And so he says, you can't come at me and try to minimize my time with my kids for dropping my son off an hour late to school, but he gets to you get to allow him to miss school completely just because you didn't have control of a situation, that obviously being the haircut. So you took him to the hair salon when his hair was fine, shaking my freaking head. I've never seen someone take advantage of someone keeping quiet for so long. Seriously, and I'm done, bro. You claim to be so real, so raw, but yet you got a whole newborn you should be focused on, and yet you're trying to create unnecessary drama to cover up that fact. So there you go again. For the third, fourth, fifth time, Chris Lopez is accusing Kail Lowry of having a fifth child that she is hiding from the world. I'm wondering what you guys think about that, because I feel like we've, outside of Chris and his confirmations and whatnot, I feel like we've already got enough other like hints from Kail herself, seeing like the baby items around her house. We've seen the bottle, we've seen the baby rocker thing, we've seen like a baby formula machine. We've heard the sounds of a baby nursing in the background of her videos as well. The stopping caffeine for 10 months, stopping Botox for 10 months, not dyeing her hair for 10 months. It all kind of just points in one direction. So I don't think he even needed to say this at this point, but it is, I think that for the people who are not yet aware of the rumors, because I did notice that in previous videos that I've done, that there still are some people who are fans of the show, but they're more kind of like casual fans rather than you and I who keep up with these people almost religiously. They're not yet aware of it. So this is like a new set of eyes again. I think when I was in the Teen Mom Chatter comments, just looking them over, I noticed that there were a lot of people who were still like, what? Fifth baby? What is this? So yeah, there it is. I kind of wonder if Kail is going to respond in any way, shape, or form. Remember, she's got 3 podcasts. She likes to spill tea. I'm sorry, you guys. My voice is killing me. She likes to spill tea about her baby daddies on those 3 podcasts, but maybe this is something that she'll address. I personally do not think that she will. I think that she's going to continue to just ignore it and wait for the perfect opportunity. If you've been keeping up with my reporting on this alleged fifth child of Kail Lowry's, you would remember that I said that I think the earliest that she would publicly debut and claim this child would be February 14th or 15th and call this child her newest Valentine, or her littlest Valentine or something like that. Like, I feel like that is the sort of announcement that she would make in order to break the news. Now, at this point, for Chris to still be going on and on and on about this, like, it really shows that he is incredibly upset with Kail, and he is not at all interested in being civil with her as co-parents, which is disappointing, right? On both ends, the fact that they both feel the need to go to social media about this haircut situation. Now, again, Kail pulling Lux out of school to get his haircut further, or like just to go to the salon or something. I do wonder, obviously I can't see one way or the other, but I do wonder what led to that. Was it Lux who was really upset about it and he needed it fixed? Or was it Kail who was really upset about it and she wanted it a certain way, and so she decided that that would be more important than the child's going to school for the day? And I did ask earlier, but just in case you forgot, because this is a long video, y'all, please let me know. It was reported as a salon day, similar to a snow day. And I, as a child of the 90s, I'm only familiar with snow days. So perhaps this is a new thing for, what do you call this generation of children? They're after the Gen Zs, or are they still like the baby Gen Zs? Is this something that the baby Gen Zs need, like salon days, spa days, mental health days? I remember mental health days being introduced for the people born in the early 2000s. I think that that's when those started like coming out. So those I am aware of, but I am a little bit curious about this. I do find this kind of interesting. So please, if you have any sort of intel, let me know in the comment section down below. But in the meantime, how do you feel about Chris Lopez vehemently insisting that Kail Lowry has a fifth child, and that Kail Lowry is continuing to hide this fifth child from the world? And also, how do you feel about haircut gate? Is it a huge deal that Chris cut Lux's hair? I know a lot of you guys who were against it are saying that Chris did it to spite Kail or this or that. But then there are people who were for it, saying the reverse, but in the Kail sense of things, saying that she's like using the long hair to control and taunt Chris because she knows he hates it, or that like, she wants a girl, and so this is the one child that she selected to have his hair like a girl or whatever. I don't know. I feel like so many people are on so many different pages about this, but I think the most important thing here is that it's just really unfortunate that all of it is just so publicized by Lux's parents in the first place. This is not something that they need to be holding Instagram press conferences about. It's not something they need to be talking to us about, like it. Yeah, it's just a lot, honestly. At the end of the day, it really, really, really is a lot. None of us know how he feels about the haircut, but all we can do is just hope that he is happy with whatever it looks like now, Poor Lux. Guys, let me know what you think, okay, in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.